So we are just now leaving the hostel. We had such an amazing experience. It was affordable, really catered towards hikers, great hiker box, hiker food that was left from other hikers. Really just all around great stay. No complaints at all. Super close to all the food in town. And now, speaking of food, we're heading towards town. We're gonna get some lunch at Tropicalia, which has been highly recommended by like everyone. It's a Hawaiian-inspired restaurant. And then we got to pick up a package from the post office. Graham had beef jerky sent from his mom, so it should be good. We just finished our meal at Tropicalia, and the hype was like definitely real. The food was probably the best smoked chicken I have had in my life. The portions were perfect for lunch and amazing vibes. They were so stoked that we were hiking the PCT. Everyone kept saying they were hiker friendly and loved hikers, and it really lived up to the hype. 1000% recommend going in there. You have to get their food. So good.
My mom's and Mike sent some jerky, which we're really excited about, and I can't find where this thing opens. What do we have? A letter, a bunch of snack bags, which I requested, very useful, and a whole gallon bag full of jerky. Wow, those are some big pieces. It's gonna be good.
So that hitchhike really didn't take long at all. We got a ride after like 10 minutes. A local picked us up, drove us back up to the trail. Thanks again, Lee, for doing that for us. The trail angels out here are just amazing. I just can't believe how many people are willing to go out of their way to just give rides to us. So thank you. We've only got about 2.5 miles to camp, and our packs are a little heavy. We got about 4.5 days worth of food, but at the end of that 4.5 days, we've got McDonald's on trail waiting for us, which is really exciting. Lots of poodle dog bush in this burn area over here right after Big Bear. Don't touch it. I'll make you real itchy and rashy like poison ivy. We just set up camp. We made it our very hard and difficult 2.5 miles. Whew, that was rough. Nah, super easy, but we carried out some Domino's pizza for dinner, which is just so exciting to us. I know it probably doesn't look like much to the average person, but this is just hiker gold out here. It is 7 o'clock. Just got started. It's day 22. I'm feeling great. The plan is to do about 17 miles today, and that's kind of the average mileage we're planning on doing for this resupply, all the way to Cajon Pass where the McDonald's is. We're gonna try to start bumping it up a little bit, trying to work towards our goal of averaging 20 a day, but not quite yet. Faith still has those blisters that are healing, and in about a week we're gonna go into LA and stay with some of Graham's family. And so while we're there, Faith can get a REI and try on some new shoes and find a pair that's just a little bit bigger. But until then, 17's the magic number. So we just wrapped up lunch, and just a mile back, Faith earned herself a trail name. We just passed the Cougar Creek Trail junction that takes you back down into Big Bear. And it was a very obvious junction with signs pointing right to go north. Faith was about 5 minutes ahead of me. I show up and there's a gentleman sitting there and asked if I was hiking with a female. And I said yes. And he said, yeah, she took off down that junction the wrong way. So I sprinted down the trail. I found her sitting in the shade a few hundred yards down. And yeah, why don't you tell the people what your trail name is?
Now I'm U-turn.
Yeah. But yeah, so now one of the three of us has a trail name. Do you like it?
I don't know.
You're stuck with it. So, we made it into camp. We did about 18 miles today instead of the 17. We got to that campsite back there and there was no water, so we just pushed ahead to the next water source. Faith's got some special dinner on the menu tonight. Huge shout out to Mike and Jane again for the beef jerky. We got beef jerky in the ramen. Maybe a little rehydration action going. Might turn into a steak. We'll see. I've got mac and cheese. These Vienna sausages, which I'm kind of regretting now. I don't know how they're gonna taste. We will see. Can't be that bad, right? Today has been a major day of reflection for myself. We're about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks in now, about to hit the 300-mile mark, and there's been a lot of time to dive deep into my own thoughts. And so far what the trail has taught me is that money can't buy happiness, as cliche as that sounds. We've really discovered that less really is more out here, and I've been really anxious in life recently, constantly chasing after the next best job and constantly worrying about money. And I haven't had any of those worries out here. I've been jobless, homeless, and mostly possessionless with everything we need in our backpacks here. And I've been happy, like very genuinely happy with less. And what my wife and I have talked about is continuing this lifestyle after the trail. This is what we want to do. We want our life to have more purpose, and we want less. We want less possessions. We want to be able to live on less and just continue this less is more lifestyle. So I'm very grateful with what the trail's taught me so far. It's been an absolute blessing, and can't wait to see what else the trail teaches us. Clouds of dirt coming out of my socks.
Yeah, me too.
So you can probably tell it's early. That's on purpose. Today, about 2 miles into the morning, is the Deep Creek Hot Springs, which can either go one of two ways. It's a massive local hangout party with a bunch of unclothed people, from what we've heard. Or you hit it at the right time, and it's a nice tropical spa oasis in the desert. So we're hoping for the second of the two by starting super early at 5:30 on a Sunday morning. So hopefully it's not completely packed out already. Fingers crossed. Hot Springs did not disappoint. That was the most incredible hot springs experience I've ever had. Getting here at 6:25, our plan totally worked. We had the hot springs to ourselves for like the first hour, and very little people even joined by the time we left. We spent about 3 hours there, which was a very well-deserved, relaxing experience. Awesome time. I feel good, my muscles feel relaxed. We did a little hot cold back and forth in the creek, and we're ready to go crush some miles. Today was so much fun. That hot springs was just like the best way to start a day. It made the rest of the miles just fly by. So, just hanging out at camp, waiting for the sun to set so I can fall asleep and do it all over again tomorrow. Supposedly there's a chance for rain tonight, like maybe a 50% chance. I looked at the radar and the weather and it doesn't really look like it, but everyone keeps saying so. We went ahead and tightened up the tent just in case. I doubt it. It's the desert, it's not gonna rain. Famous last words, it rained last night. I'm glad we buttoned up the tent. It didn't look like it rained a whole lot, but it turns out it can rain in the desert. Pretty neat. We only got 22 miles till we get to the McDonald's, and our plan is to get there tomorrow, so we'll hike just before that so that we can go in and get food tomorrow. And we just passed where we were gonna camp tonight. It's only 1:30 and we've done about 16 miles, and the McDonald's only another 6 miles. We figure we can get to McDonald's by about 3 o'clock. Why not? We can go there, charge up our phones, eat dinner, and push a 24-mile day. And everyone's happy. Then we have McDonald's and we're just a day ahead of schedule. So why not? We call this the downhill shuffle. We're doing about 5.5 miles per hour right now. All right, so we are doing the McDonald's challenge, which involves packing out McDonald's for the next 24 hours. We've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner for tomorrow. Let's see if I can remember everything we bought. We bought 4 McChickens, 4 McDoubles, and 60 chicken nuggets for tomorrow between me and Faith. We were gonna head back to the trail tonight, but we ran into a couple of the hikers we've been passing back and forth with over the last few weeks, and they're getting a hotel room. So we're gonna go stay in a hotel room here in town and get back on trail in the morning because it's getting late, the sun's setting, we don't really feel like hiking. So we're gonna go stay in a hotel room, get back on trail tomorrow. All right. We've got BS over here. Huge shout out. Thank you for convincing us to stay.
Of course.
And Rowdy the dog.
That was actually him.
He is the man of the hour.
The one that wanted to go inside tonight.
But we are staying in this lovely hotel room. Here's U-turn over here. Oh, and there's me in the mirror. We were really excited to stay here. It wasn't hard to be convinced to get out of the cold weather. It was probably like in the 40s out there and dropping rapidly.
0 degrees.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.